G'day viewers. Well, scored myself a nice Combi, or Combi oven, or a Combi steamer. It's only just on 5 years old, this thing. Came from a place fig in the OH, which I updated it. I've worked on this thing several times before. It's blown up the bottom element 4 months ago. It did the same thing to this top element. I've replaced that 4 months ago. And about 3 weeks ago it blew up this bottom element. Sparks shot out everywhere. Now, it's not very common for it to happen with these ovens, but speaking to the representatives for Unox, and they were saying that just check the voltages to the joint. For to burn an element out like that, the voltages are too high. But no, we didn't speak. It's a 8.5 kilowatt 3-phase unit. I've got a the 6mm square cable 4-core on earth that was running this unit, and this was decommissioned in 2014. I've dug out the junction box where it was cut off, and that's going back to the meter board. Which is 3 20 amp HRC fuses, which is for now I'll leave it as is. Put the fuses, 20 amp fuses on the meter box in. I'm going to join that with the same size cable. I want it down here to a 3-phase power port with an RCD in it, like an NHP ISO series or something with a RCD oscillator. Just get your switch, oscillator on it, or just get an oscillator, the RCD in the socket. See how we go. I prefer one that has it. We'll see what we've got. Well, not really that expensive anyway. If I go with the oscillator socket and the thing in the top with the flap, when you got the RCD in there, I'll put a 4-pole RCD in there, which I'll have it on this end. That way it minimises inconvenience in the event of a fault, things like that. Got a Rationale iCombi, or sorry, not an iCombi Pro is a different stand altogether for these newer Rationale ovens. This is off a 2009 era SCC 101 Rationale oven, which is completely gutted for scrap. I cleaned this out from a local Red Rooster joint. Got some goodies from there. This is absolutely filthy. You can imagine a place like Red Rooster or McDonald's or KFC, you've had oil and fish and chip oil that piles up. This thing was like covered with bitumen, road tar. But I cleaned it right up. I put the, when these Unox ovens come in the box, on the pellet, it comes with these little feet screwed to the pellet. I've repurposed these feet for this oven. I'm going to use those feet as adapters to adapt it to this Rationale stand. I've worked on this thing several times. So just on 5 years old, it's not really, it's got plenty of life left in it. I mean, plenty of life left in it. I don't know what they that should not be like that. The glass, it's actually corroded the glass. Whatever the hell that's chemical or what's done that, I have no idea. But yeah. I'm going to get some water filters for it, because for something like this you never ever put untreated town water through it. Even if the water in your town is treated, run it through a pure water purification system, because all this crap's what happens. Shit like this, like that, that's not good. And that can make your food taste like crap, and it's not good for the equipment either. So I'm going to get a water filter for it, hook it up to that. Here's the element, failed catastrophically. Yeah, a big spark shot out of it, and then poof, and that's it. They didn't want to fix it again. I think this is the original one though. So the one, I put this in 4 months ago, and that was the original element from 2017 when this oven was made. So this needs, this was used for, let's just say it was 12 hours a day it was being used. It's not a lot of use, but it's got plenty of life left in it. Here's a pretty good oven for the price. It's an Italian Italian company. You can look up this mob on YouTube. The smart side of this oven is really interesting. You plug a flash drive in there for your software or your photos of recipes. I've got the app from my phone which can connect to this, and I've got to run some data cable. There's an Ethernet board inside this thing. You can plug into your internet, give it an internet connection, And I got the app on my phone with about 50 recipes downloaded to it, and I can just set under here. I can go on here, select what I want to cook, and this has been tuned by the chefs in this the Unox world of chefs. And so you pick your oven, punch in the serial number, and you just connect the app to the oven, and you can just go from your phone. There's like a stylus pen which is missing. I have to order that, and you can go on the screen and draw a graph, and it follows that profile. Mind maps, very interesting stuff. The Rationale Combi Pro is a German-made oven, which is a competitor to this one. Also a very good oven, but almost twice the price of this one. This is about 22 grand. This oven is about today, as of today. So yeah, a bit up there. This size 10 tray in Rationale is about just under 40 grand. So it's an 18.5 kilowatt, which it'll 6 more square cable will run this, as this is 6 more square cable. The circuit I disconnected this off was run off from a switchboard in 6 more square cable, but ideally 10 mil square be on the safe side. But this wire can take 32 amps, 6 mil square, easy. That's all I had, so I put a 32 amp plug on it. The socket I'm going to put here will be a 32 amp, because I got a 32 amp to 20 amp adapter 3-phase wire extension cord I made years ago. So I'll be isolated here. The isolator is only rated to 20 amps, but this won't trip. This won't overload that at all, because of the fuses going to this circuit. 20 amp fuses, so I'll stick to that. One day I want to get my switchboard up. When I upgrade the switchboard, then I'll whack a 40 amp 3-phase breaker in that switchboard, and replace the wiring all the way along the house. It's about 30 metres worth of 110 mil square cable. Yeah, it's you got to go from there, join it, come down to here. I'm going to set this up here in the corner here, be cooking like a proper chef now. Element, yeah, it's about $300 part, that element. They're not that expensive. I've got some other spare parts which are from jobs I did at work. This is a water, what's this one? Yeah, this is a water check, the water system they call it. It's just a manifold with some hoses, some solenoids, a solenoid pump. So any of these components on this module die, they replace this whole module. One of them replace it at component level. That's just how they had it, which is a good idea. Well, for me anyway, because if any of the parts in this oven die, and this, I'll get to that in a minute, this doesn't work, well then I can just pick out the bad part. It will give me an error on the screen, what's faulty, and I just trace it back. Right, I can just change this component, put it in there, and fix it. Good for parts. But basically, these ovens self-clean too, so a little sodium hydroxide liquid tank. I've got the chemical that goes in there too. I've got the Rinse Ultra, which is their strongest chemical you can get for these ovens. If you're cooking a lot of fatty lamb and pork and chicken and it gets really makey in here, Rinse Ultra gets all the tar off the oven. It's very strong stuff, like caustic soda but liquid. So you put that in here, 2 litres goes in there, the oven will pump it out through here, and then it'll squirt it all around, get soapy, and blows water through that. And a bit of water can go through here too, which is a steam pipe, which shoots water on the fans when it's hot and makes a steam. But it will also throw water down here and throw the water everywhere to wash itself out. It's quite a good score, because I was going to throw this thing in a skip. I said, no, I'm taking it away. And the guy's like, yeah, I was told that you'd take it away, dispose of it. So I got, I was in the right yeah. So I knew I'll be able to get hold of it. Because typically they throw them in the skip or go to scrap metal, but I was lucky to I did the job, so I got to keep this one. When I get this all set up, I'll do a bit of a quick tutorial on how to label it, and you got to set it up and I'll connect it, I'll eventually connect it to the internet and show the process how to do it all and set it all up, and I'll level it. Combi ovens have to be level. There's a water drain, there's a pressure regulator. The water filter the Unox recommend is $600 for the filter cartridge. It's a pretty nice system. They also have a reverse osmosis system that goes with this, which reverse osmosis filters the town water, and it makes the water really healthy. So it's a healthier way to have the water. Good recommendation, because yeah, running regular untreated town water through here will make this thing tarnished very quickly, and things will break down faster, which I've come across several times at several places in the past. And also, yeah, it's not covered by warranty as well. Plus, your food won't taste very good. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tray. It's medium size. They've got smaller ones, which are wider, and that longer. They take 6 trays with one motor. But each one of those elements is 9 kilowatts, 230 volts. So you've got 3 phases goes into the oven. One phase runs the computer side of it, the board, the communications, the little solenoids, the single phase components, and the other 2 phases are for the heating elements. In this particular model, other models, bigger 20 trays, and it's arranged differently per different model of these ovens. But that's definitely a nice upgrade. There's also the core temperature probe also is in good nick. That's about $300 and something right there. You stick that into your roast, and it monitors the internal temperature of the roast, whilst perfecting the outside of it, and it'll govern itself to the inside of the probe, where the probe is in the oven, like cooking a cake. Use a cake skewer, and it'll pick the temperature up and calibrate itself, and to get the perfect roast, whilst not having anything raw. Like, it's amazing. But the interface of this is pretty clever. Very yeah, smart. It's a smart oven. That's chef top mind maps. This is the top of the range. This is the most professional. Then you get a baker top, which is your mid-range, which is your bakeries use them. But the chef top mind maps is the top of the range from Unox, which is a professional chef oven. But I got this. Got a couple of these plugs from deep fryers we scrapped. I got from Red Rooster, which no one really wanted them, so I'll just take a moment. I cleaned it up. So there's barbecue tough, and some hot water and soap. Cleaned it. Buying these online are about $30, but buying them from the wholesaler, they're a lot more than that. So I just took what I could get, and the rest went to scrap. I'm going to set that up, and it's going to be pretty nice. As I said, SCC 101, Rationale Self-Cooking Center 101, which is a very popular oven, and still is today. But they're the mid-range Rationales, Combi Pro of the Rationales of these ovens. Absolute bees knees. They have a screen like this, the bigger screen, and it's all very smart and very graphical user interface. It's very, let's just say they have a cult-like following around the world, which gives it that advantage in the market. These do as well. Working on these ovens is the best though. These are a pain in the ass to work on because everything's at the back. But with the Rationale ovens and the Convo therms and every other brand like the Unox Blue Seals, the side comes off and everything's right there. And you only have to do like 4 screws. This one, not so bad. You've got a heap of screws, a dozen screws. The bigger ones, 20 trays, 50 screws you've got to undo. And then you've got to take all this off and hold the fan and realign the exhaust and the fan behind here, and then you've got to get all behind here to do anything sort of maintenance work. And not every restaurant in town has easy access behind these ovens, wherever these ovens are being used. They're a bit of a pain in the ass, but for the price, these are a very good oven. So the glass can be replaced anyway. I think it's about $300 or $400 just for this glass. It's a considerable part. The seal has actually worn the glass out. They've worn a groove in the glass. which is quite extensive for the oven only being 5 years old. I know I replaced this gasket, I think 18 months ago I replaced this gasket too, so that's new. But they just they didn't want to spend any more money on it, so they said bugger it, spend 22 grand on a new one, which is the same, exactly the same as this, but the current model, which this is a glossy finish and this is a rubber flap. That's it. Which this and this can be replaced to the current model one, and this will look like the current model one. Well, we've got another part in here, which is the main circuit board for this particular series of oven. The brains talk to this board, and this board talks to all the contactors for the heating elements and the motors for the fans. So this is your mod bus, which goes to a separate, like a range hood that sits on there if you haven't got a big canopy. Or a big ass commercial range hood built in the building. A hood sits on here and it collects the water and condensates it out the drain. There's also another thing that plugs in here somewhere, which is for your comms. There. This is actually very cheap compared to Rationale. One of these boards for a Rationale will set you back about $1,500 to $2,000. This one's about $600 or $700. So these are the cheapest ovens to own, and also cheapest to buy outright. Anyway, yeah, this year's Christmas dinner might be very spectacular. So anyway, we sort of can't wait to get this thing set up. I'll be able to get most of the stuff to go from there to there, so I'll save myself a fair bit of cash to do this bit, and I'll just get in the element for it, which is about, as I said, around the $1,000 mark. It needs to be fixed. Yeah, because I'll go on by what I'm told. They said it blew up and went poof, and and they just said, "Nah, we're getting a new one." Because I was in front of this thing when this top element blew up when I replaced it. I was in front of it and it just went psh, spark shot out of it. Oh, that's not good. That was a last major repair, or that was done on this oven. But anyway, what a nice upgrade. That's a different model, that glass. That's off a smaller one, which isn't going to fit this one, unfortunately. Anyway, quite a good score. Thanks for watching.